We're about to head across the Nullarbor today. So we have done this a couple of times and we just thought we're going to go real slow. So we just thought we'd show you that it's not the Nullaboring as some people call it. It really is quite a nice drive with lots to see along the way. So we're going to be going from west to east. We're currently in Norseman at the RV camp in Norseman. Nice little spot. There's no facilities, you do need to be self-contained, but the town itself has a nice IGA with some fresh bread and fresh fruit and veg. So if you are coming from east to west, this will be the first town that you hit to restock with your fruit and veg. But we're leaving Norseman to head across the Nullarbor. We thought we'll take you for the drive. Come with us. So the Nullarbor itself is about 1,200 k's long. So if you have to, you can do it in a couple of days. But really, why would you want to when it's such a scenic route along the way, so much to see? There are roadhouses along the way, so fuel isn't really a problem. We plan to free camp as we do all the time, so we will be free camping across the Nullarbor. So we've got 4 water tanks in the caravan. Might take us about a week, we're thinking, so hopefully we can manage with our full tank for the week. Fuel in the car, we're chock-a-block now. You don't have to take extra, but we have got a small jerry can just as an emergency. Lots of people overlook looking around Norseman itself, but there really is a little bit of tourist stuff to see. There are some great murals around town. This is just a little drive through the main street with the IGA on the right and coming up to the pub on the left. This is coming into the main street from the other direction with the town centre on the right, and check out those camels in the middle of the roundabout. Now this is leaving Norseman. You've got fuel on the left, also a caravan park behind there if you need power and water. And then just up here is our turn off to the Nullarbor with a sign saying turn right to Baladonia. We've just had a short drive day today. Got a really strong headwind, it's really windy today. So we've pulled in here, it was only about 150 k's I think. And Newman's Rock is just through that shrub over there. So we'll go for a walk later. This pond is at the base of Newman's Rocks and is home to some inquisitive tadpoles. Here comes one, swimming up. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, it's coming through. We've just left Newman Rocks on day 2 of the Nullarbor, and it's raining. The rain just got so heavy we couldn't see, so we've just pulled over for a minute along with a couple of other caravans. It's starting to ease, but still not great. We're just going to pull in here to Baladonia Roadhouse. There's a museum here that we're going to show you all about the Skylab. Parts of the Skylab that fell to Earth on the 11th of July 1979 crashed into Baladonia. The museum gives history of the Skylab, but also about Baladonia and its cameleers. This sign reminds us that there's nowhere along the Nullarbor to fill the caravan with water. This is coming up to the RFDS landing strip. Those 4 lines coming up indicate the start of the landing strip for the RFDS. The airstrip goes for about 1 kilometre, and you can see there's plenty of room there at the sides to turn around an aeroplane. We've pulled into Waralba rest stop. It's got long drop toilets. It's also got a dump point. There's lots of dump points along the way, but what you will find is you can't rely on them because when they're full, they lock them. This is a little gnome village at the rest stop. They've called it Ballanomia because it's just out of Balladonia. It's the sort of weird stuff you find. This is the start of the 90 Mile Straight. You just got to stop and get a photo here. About 5 kilometres out of Kayaguna, there's a turn off to the blowhole. We're going to take you in and show you. This freaks me out a little bit, it's really deep. But listen to the noise that's coming from down there. I don't want to get too close because I'm a scaredy cat. But it is really deep. What is it flying around? Is it, oh, wasps or bugs? What is that thing? No, oh, a bit of rubbish that's flicking around down there from the air that's being blown up. Huh. And don't fall in because it's not roped off. Keep your kids away. But that's really interesting, that flappy noise. I've got to get a bit closer so you can see again. I'm getting bitten by march flies, I've got to go. We've just taken a track which is about 5 kilometres before Cocklebiddy when you're coming from the west. It's going to take us down to a cave which is called Murra El Evelyn Cave. It's in Nutsyland Nature Reserve. We just love the name Nutsyland. It's a bit boggy. We're committed now. Hopefully that's all it is. It was a pretty impressive hole, definitely worth the slippery drive in. It was massive. So 4-low diff lock on. Did you know there's an 18-hole golf course along the Nullarbor? We're going to give it a crack. Yeah, the Nullarbor Links it's called.
Oh, Nullarbor Links, sorry.
We bought this stick at an op shop so that we could have a go at this. We don't know how to play golf. We're just going to have a hit and a giggle along the night.
Yeah, especially when Vicky found out it's not a left-hand club.
I'm left-handed, and I just realised this thing's only got stripes one side.
We've got good weather for it.
Well, it's kind of raining. Do you remember how to play golf?
It's been a while.
Oh, well, that was a good one. No, that was a real good one over here.
Practice.
That was practice. I can see where it went. Lucky we bought extra balls. Oh, take 2. Where did you watch where it went? Did you watch where it went?
Yeah.
Do you think you know?
In the bush.
In the bush. Do we need to
There's
go?
one bush, and I found it.
This is the bush. We're searching. There, I can see it. There it is. See it there?
Yep.
Righto, here we go. Second hit. Oh. I could try it backhanded because I'm left-handed. I just use the back of the club. That went. I can watch that. Watch that. Oh, it's in the puddle. Just walked through the mud to try and get the ball. There, rescued. I'll have this shot. I only play putt-putt, so I don't know. I took over and I'm going to have a right-handed go, and I'm left-handed. And that was a good practice.
Hey.
That's a putt-putt. Righto, the flag is in sight. Oh, it's painful, isn't it? Actually, it's hurting your shoulder. That one didn't hurt. Oh, you nearly got that to the green, I think. Oh no, it's still a long way away. Where's he going? Is he going to... How about we just put it on the green? Oh, it's nearly on the green. We lost count, have we, of how many goes this has been? Oh, and again.
And again.
And again. Yay, it plopped in the water. Hip hip hooray! This is Cocklebiddy Roadhouse, and they have a little treat for us. They've got pet eagles. Well, they're not really, well, they are pets now. They were found injured on the road years ago. Their names are Samantha and Bruce. And they're at the back of the Cocklebiddy Roadhouse. This is our camp for the night, Majura Pass Lookout. With all the wind and the rain that we've been having, this is the first time we've been able to cook outside. And just look at that glorious sunrise that greeted us the next morning. We decided to play putt-putt for this hole because that other one took so long. The hard part, just getting it up the hill. Oh, this is much easier than golf.
Here we are at Eucla, and it's raining.
It's raining. We've had rain on and off the whole trip. So we had planned to stay at an ocean camp tonight, a free camp, but they don't recommend driving in this sort of weather, and we don't want to risk getting the van stuck. So we're not exactly sure where we're going to stay tonight, but there's a bit to see in Eucla, so we'll see what we can find out.
Yeah, see you later.
The rain cleared to allow us to do a little bit of sightseeing around Eucla. The site of the old telegraph station is now buried in the sand dunes. Actually, this is the ruins of the postmaster. The telegraph station is further down near the water, down near the jetty somewhere, but there's nothing left of that. And see how the sand, just the moving sands, taken over. We continued walking past the telegraph station, through the sand dunes down towards the old jetty. It's not signposted and the dunes all look the same, so we tried to leave footprints in the sand and even arrows so that we could find our way back. And there it is, just over those sand dunes, not too far away at all. The wind was crazy, but we're so glad we ventured over the sand dunes to find this piece of history. Birds have made this crumbling old jetty home. That's one of the arrows that we made on the way in, so that we know we're going the right way out. We thought we might camp here for the night, but we saw dark clouds coming in, and with these puddles not far from camp, we didn't want to take the risk. Here we are coming up to the inspection station for those coming from the east. They make sure you've got no fruit and vegetables, and for us we're leaving Western Australia, so we don't need to stop. Our inspection station is not until Ceduna. But you'll see there as we go through, welcome to South Australia, and there will be a time change. But we're going to call in to play golf, which is across the road here.
That's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
We met fellow travellers Rob and Caitlin, who shared this game of golf with us. At Border Village there's a big kangaroo holding a jar of Vegemite. How Australian is that? The essential stuff can also be done at Border Village. Well, we found a camp spot. The storm didn't come that we thought, but we've moved on to what's called 10 Peg. So it's just after the...
Peg 10.
Peg 10? 10 Peg. It's Peg 10, you're right. Peg 10. Just after the border.
Yep.
So we're in
Border town.
So border town.
Village.
So we're
Is it
now
Border town? Border.
something like that. So we're now in South Australia.
Yep.
We haven't had to get rid of our fruit yet, but those going west have. But we're just having a discussion because it's quite late with all these time changes. We've gone through 2 different time changes so far. We don't know what time it is. We think it might be about 6 o'clock, but Apple devices haven't changed like they normally do. They're still saying 4:30. Ceduna, apparently the time in Ceduna is 7:30. And you'll find that as you come across, when you're in that centre part of the Nullarbor,
Yep.
no one
Bit
really
confusing.
knows.
Yep.
No one really knows what time it
Seduna's
is.
got its own time, which is 45
Not Ceduna,
minutes.
Eucla.
Oh, sorry.
Eucla's got its own
Euclid's
time.
got its own time, yeah.
Anyway, no one knows what time it is.
No.
But it doesn't matter. As soon as you arrive in South Australia, you start to hug the coastline and you see water and cliffs. It's a really pretty section of the road. We've woken up to blue sky, which is nice. So this is just up the road from 10 Peg. It's a scenic lookout. The road to Canalda Homestead is limestone and a bit rough. Could take the van, but there's no point because we're not going to stay up there. So we're going to unhitch and just leave it on the side of the road. See all the really old fence posts on the side of the road? Cunalda Homestead used to be the roadhouse off the old air highway. So it has lots of ruins and lots of old car wrecks.
Cars that didn't make it.
Cars that couldn't be fixed. And it's actually now part of national parks as well. So it's Nullarbor Wilderness Protection Area, Cunalda Homestead. Oh, what is this? Bit of a can kitchen.
Yeah. Hey, we'll play. Rummage.
Because it's next door to the campground, so you could use it.
2019. Yes. Great. No, you don't.
No, there's a bed. So going west and want to find fossils a bit better than these, safely park anywhere within about 70 k's of Madura, and when safe, walk along the edge of the road. Conglomerates are near the bushes. If you didn't know it was here, you'd go straight past it or fall in it. That's the blowhole from Cunalda Homestead. So this is inside the homestead. That's a door on the bed.
Yeah.
Newspaper clippings on it.
Yeah.
What's it say?
Oh, we've got 1984.
Oh, 1984.
Right. Greatest TV show on earth.
But when did the air highway close? It was in the 80s, wasn't it?
I'm not too sure.
The original one? So that was a nice visit. Cunalda Homestead and all the car wrecks. So it's definitely worth the 16 k's off the Nullarbor.
Right.
Yeah. And we probably could have brought the van quite easily. There's only a few puddles. This is a track we've taken off the Cunalda Road, which is going to take us down to another cave called the Clay Dam Cave. It's about half a kilometre down this track. Well, we're here. Look how big it is. It's so deep. It might even be a bigger hole than the Murra El Evelyn cave we saw earlier. We're coming down Cunalda Road and we just nearly drove past the van. It's still here for us, so that's a good thing. The turn off to Bunda Cliffs is not easy to find, but if you use your Wikicamp's location, you'll find it. Truck behind the Kokoda caravan. We'll be turning right in about 1.5 k's, so we might need to slow down to get into Bunda Cliffs. 700.
That's great.
Is he up your arse now?
Well, yeah.
500. 300. 200. That was it.
Well, sorry.
So usually the trucks listen to you on the CB, but he didn't respond and he's overtaken, so we've missed our turn off. Righto, we're going to have another go. We've just turned around, coming back to the entry to Bunda Cliffs. 400 metres, 300. 200. 100. In here. Oh, someone's put some tape on the posts because it is definitely not signposted. There's a bit of a track to get in, and then there's sand dunes up ahead that you end up going over the top of to get onto the cliff. We've done Nullarbor. This is our 3rd time, and this will also be our 3rd time staying at Bunda Cliffs. It's like you can't do the Nullarbor and not stay here. It's just beautiful. So you come out here to the sand dunes, which some people camp here because it is really windy, so you're sheltered from the wind here. But you've got to go past these dunes to get out on the cliff. And you can just take any road, really.
You fall off the end of the world. So,
Gee, I can't see anybody yet. This is often packed here. And it's quite late. We found out what time it is. It's 3:30. Is it 3? Actually 4:03. And wow, there is nobody here. That would be a first. We've been here at 10 or 11 in the morning to try and get a good spot and still not been the first. Look out there at that coast and that blue ocean. There's the cliffs in front of you. I might just turn you off for a minute while we find out where we're going to park, and then we'll show you some more. This is the view from my kitchen window. A bit mud splatters on it.
let me clean it for you.
He's not happy. Here we go. He's going to make it beautiful. He's a bit of a perfectionist. That's okay with me. That's much better. No dirt stains now. Look out the other side of the van. That's looking to sand dunes where we came in. This is the window that Glenn hasn't cleaned yet. He didn't expect me to go this way. But look how big that campground, the area is, and it's 5:30 and we are still the only people here. The wind settled with perfect timing so that we could sit outside and enjoy that beautiful sunset. Just pulling into the Nullarbor Roadhouse, and there'll be another game of golf coming up. But he's decided to put 20 litres in because it's $3.09 a litre here. So we're going to use this so it's less to fill up. This is cool. When you go in the old Nullarbor Roadhouse, the little building, they've set up how the counter would have been back in the day. It's even got the old cash register. And this is inside the workshop part of the old roadhouse with all sorts of tools. It's only a small little area, but it's a nice little museum type thing they've set up. I found the camp kitchen behind the Nullarbor Roadhouse. It's really set up quite nice. It's a big table there. You've got bins. You've got a little barbecue and a sink. Another barbecue in the sink. We're just going to turn right here and take you down to the head of the bight. It's not winter, so we won't see any whales, but if you do come in winter, they are pretty impressive apparently. You can free camp off to the left there, near that little house, but for now we just go straight through these gates here, straight down to the head of the bight. Some people say this is too expensive, and others say it's worth every cent. So we're going to check it out for ourselves.
Here we are at the head of the bight, which is very impressive.
A lot of people say it's overpriced. It's $9 an adult in off-season, but this is the best views of Bunda Cliffs.
Yeah.
And in whale season, you know, you get whales breaching there as well. Just pulling into Nundaroo Roadhouse, and fuel is much cheaper here, but it also means for us another game of golf. This is the turn off to Fowler's Bay, which we're not going to do this time because we've done that before, but we'll put some footage in and show you what it's like. Tonight's free camp is just outside of Penong. It's Cohen Old School. There's a chimney. There's a plaque in there. It's just a rest stop. So there's no facilities here. And we're the only ones here again. Show you tomorrow because we're going to go right and we're going to go down
Point Sinclair Road for 12 kilometres.
There you go, we're going 12 kilometres. To the beach. We're coming up to Lake McDonald, which is a famous pink lake, but the last few months it's lost its pinkness because of all the rain. Another problem from all the rain we've had. But this is usually blue on one side and pink on the other. At least it's not muddy looking. Some people are saying after the rain it looks like mud. I'm going to stop and get a picture. Stop and do a drone. So we've just driven down here from the campground down to Point Sinclair where the jetty is. It's beautiful. Crossing the Nullarbor, we've had so much rain and wind that I just can't believe how beautiful this place is. This is driven down to the jetty. It's Port Lahunty jetty. And this is still on the Nullarbor. We did camp somewhere close to here, but we've been asked not to promote on social media because they are already way too busy. So we're not going to tell you where it is. Pretty special spot. Look at our view from under our awning, the ocean over there. It's not bad. Beautiful weather for it too. Oh, there's windmills of all different shapes and sizes. And it's just an interesting place to stop across the Nullarbor.
This is our last hole that we're going to do at Penong. It's been a good way to stretch the legs and get out and do a little bit of exercise, even if it's just walking up and down chasing the ball.
Looking for the ball. This is our very last game of golf at Penong. You've got the windmills in the background there.
You watching?
I'm watching. Oh. Well, that's good. At least it's easy to see where it goes when it's a mully grubber like that. Yeah, the windmills are nice and still. We've got no wind today, which is really nice. Oh, still couldn't get it in. Too big.
Oh, look.
Yay. Even though we've been in South Australia for a few days now, we're only just coming into the quarantine checkpoint, which is just on the western side of Ceduna. So they're just about to go through our fridges in both the car and the caravan. Sometimes they ask to check your cupboards, but that's not common. It is really important to do the right thing. There's huge fines too if you don't. So that's it. We've had our fridges checked and we've got the all clear to get through the quarantine station. Just after you leave the quarantine station, there's a really good seafood place up to the left. It's always busy and parking's tricky, so we've never managed to stop yet. Not far past the seafood place is a really huge servo, and that's where you turn right for the dump point. Just doing the essential jobs. Then just a little bit further up the road is the coin-operated water dispenser. We're at the water fill point at Ceduna, and it takes $1 coins, which we've had to rummage around and find a $1 coin, which we found one, but you only need one. It gives up to 170 litres. It's amazing, so it's not expensive. After 8 days free camping, we got down to 32 litres, or 19% of our tank. Well, there you go. We've finished. We've crossed the Nullarbor. What do you think? There's lots to see, isn't there, if you want to take your time? So, as we said before, you can do it in 2 days, but we wanted to show people what is out there if you can afford the time to take your time.
Yeah, it wasn't a race. We've done it before, but we had to do it quickly before.
Yeah,
and probably in a normal manner. You know, most people get from A to B
in a couple of days, which is what we've done in the past. So we knew about all these other exciting things that are off the track, and so yeah, this time it was our goal, and we hope you've enjoyed it. So we took 8 days, including our stops from Norseman through to Ceduna, and we were doing something every day. Like, there was lots to see and do. So yeah, take your time if you can. Fuel was easy, wasn't it? There's just not a problem.
Fuel consumption was 17.15 over the whole trip. I just topped up all the way through. I didn't run the tank dry, just in case you, not that it's very likely, but you could pick up bad fuel. So my philosophy is you
That's
just,
really unlikely,
you,
but
yeah, you top up often.
Yep.
And don't let it run all the way down to the bottom of the tank. So
and with the water, we just left with our full caravan tank, which is what, 170 litres.
170 litres, 20
And,
litres drinking water,
and we free camped all the time. So and there is nowhere to fill up your caravan tanks really across the Nullarbor. You can buy bottled drinking water, but if you're free camping, you need to make that last, and we did. So for the 8 days, we had 19% left in our tank, which was 32 litres or something like that. So we managed really well, and that was showering. We had 2 hair washers amongst that week, and
it doesn't take much for me.
no, mine does. And then there was obviously your teeth brushing, toilet flushing, washing up, all that sort of thing. So we managed quite well. It was really comfortable. Highlights.
Highlights, probably the highlight for me, I like going down to the beach at Eucla.
Even though it was crazy
Even though
windy.
it was crazy windy, yeah.
But yeah, the history, wasn't it?
Yeah, and also, what's the name of it?
My highlight was Cunalda Homestead.
Cunalda Home.
So that was your, yeah.
Yeah.
That was on the old air highway, so it's a 16k detour. You would have seen that in the footage. But just to see and I'm not really into cars, Glenn is, it's his thing, but just to see those old cars and how when they broke down, they just left them there.
Yeah, it's a bit sad. Bit sad.
But that was a real highlight, and to walk through the old homestead and that sort of thing, that was my highlight, I think.
And some of the big caves are pretty impressive, the size of the caves.
They're massive, yeah.
Yeah, the limestone that's driving on top of is holy.
It's horrifying. Just really, to look down in them is really scary. But yeah, it's all what the Nullarbor is. So, next time you do the drive, make sure you try and take your time and enjoy it just like we did.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.